Hi guys, I am out today, that's why you're watching this video. It was not designed to be a do-it-yourself notes day, so you're watching the video, you're filling in the notes. There are a few questions that I am not going to complete with you because they are part of your exit ticket assignment. Your exit ticket is not on Microsoft Forms for 4.2, so make sure you're paying attention to that. We're talking about all things savings account now. What type of savings accounts do banks offer? Think about some questions, maybe talk to your parents. What kind of banking services does your family use? Where does the money that banks lend out for loans come from? What is the value of compound interest, and what are the advantages of direct deposit? So those are some things we'll be thinking about and talking about throughout this Unit 4. We're going to start with some key terms. A savings account. The bank pays interest for the use of the money deposited into the account. So you can still spend your money, but whatever money's in there, you do earn interest. That means the bank is paying you interest on that money. It's usually a really low rate. You can pause these. I know I'm going to go fast, but you can pause to write them down. Principal. The balance or amount of money in the account, or borrowed, or loaned. So if you borrow money to buy a house, say for instance $100,000, you're not just going to pay back $100,000. You're also going to pay that $100,000 back with interest. So the principal amount is the amount you borrow. The amount you pay back would be the principal plus interest. So that's important to know when you start getting ready to borrow money, especially big sums of money for cars, houses, and that sort of thing. All right. So interest rate. Interest rate is the money you earn on money in a certain account, or the money you are paid that you have to pay. So if you borrow money, you pay interest. If you have a savings account, then they will pay you interest in your savings account. Okay. Annual percentage rate. Hopefully. It's an interest rate paid. It's charged per year. Simple interest rate, honestly, is not interest rate you normally would pay. Normally we would pay compound interest on money we borrow from people that aren't our family, but you might just pay simple interest if you borrow money from family or friends, if you pay any at all. Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, so FDIC, you might have seen at your banks. This is something where the federal government will insure your money. So if you deposit money, banks are just businesses, and sometimes they can close down. If they fail, if they close down because they're no longer profitable and they close, if your money is not insured by the FDIC, the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, then you might lose your money even though you think you had it safe in a bank. So the FDIC, Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, guarantees safety of money in a bank by insuring each depositor for up to a specified amount. If the bank fails, the money can be replaced by the federal government. So it's not an unlimited amount, so that's something you look at. If you've got a lot of money, there is a limit to what the federal government will cover at each bank, so you may want to check that out and maybe use more than one bank. Simple interest is what we are going to talk about and use today. I equals PRT. I know you've seen it in other math classes. I stands for the interest, so that's the amount earned or amount paid. It's found the same way. P stands for the principal or the beginning of the amount. If you borrow money, it's the amount that you borrow. If you're loaning money out, it's the amount that you loan someone. It's the beginning amount. So it's not what you would get paid back in the end. You would get paid back principal plus interest. R is interest rate, and that's always going to be in decimal form. So it'll be a percentage, say maybe 8%, but then you're going to convert that percent to a decimal. And T is time in years. You would convert months or weeks to a part of a year, and we typically would convert that to the decimal version of that. Okay, So if you borrow $1,000 for 5 years at a rate of 8% interest, how much will you have to pay in interest? So we're going to use this interest formula to find the amount of interest, but also to find maybe the total amount that we would be paying back. But this first question only asks for the interest. So we're going to use our I equals P, principal times rate times time. Principal times rate times time. We're going to convert that to a decimal. Remember, drop the percent sign and divide by 100. This would be our beginning amount. That's our principal. And for 5 years, so that is our T. So if we're only finding the interest, we just take that formula. The interest is our unknown. Our principal is known. Our rate is 0.08. And our T is time is 5 years. So, and then you can just plug this in on the calculator. So the interest is our unknown, right? So how much are we paying in interest? That is what we don't know. Plug it in your calculator and you'll find that that is 400. That means you'll have to pay $400 in interest. So you pay back the $1,000 plus $400 in interest, but this question just asks for the interest. Number 2, how much simple interest does a $12,000 investment earn at a rate of 17% over 18 years? So that would be a great interest rate to earn on an amount of money. The beginning amount is our principal. The rate, 7%, we're going to convert it to a decimal again. And our 18 makes sense that that's our time. So how much interest, simple interest? How much interest, that's our unknown, so that's what we're solving for. Our principal is 12,000 times our rate, so we're always using this formula. Principal times our rate is 0.07 times of the time of 18 years. So the interest is going to be I don't know. Put that one in the calculator. So the interest on $12,000 would be $15,120. That doesn't make any sense, but that's what it is. So interest is very valuable. Let's try that again. 12,000. All right. So we're not going to do number 3. That is part of your exit ticket. You're going to do that on a piece of paper and then scan and submit it. Don't forget to convert this to a decimal and drop the percent sign, and then to take 4.5 and divide by 100. That'll give you your new interest rate. Right, if you put $1,500 into a savings account for 5 years and you earn 7.25% simple interest rate, how much interest is earned? Still say this is always a simple interest rate formula. The beginning amount is our principal. This is our time. Now this rate, drop the percent and divide that by 100 and you'll get 0.0725. So we're still plugging into this formula. The principal is $1,500 times 0.0725, and that is for 5 years. And then the amount of interest you would earn, because you are getting paid this on your savings account, $543.75. I'm not doing number 5. That's going to be on your exit ticket. So you have another assignment today. Don't forget to go do the problems that are marked as your exit ticket on a separate sheet of paper. and I plan on grading those for mastery, so make sure you do a good job. Brian put $775 in an account paying 4.24% simple interest for 9 months. How much interest will be earned? So that's our unknown again. This is our principal. That's the original amount put into the account. Drop the percent, divide by 100, and you get 0.0424. Now here's the trick. This is not a year. This is for 9 months. So we're going to do 9 divided by 12 because there's 12 months in a year. So the year, 9 divided by 12 is 70.75. So 0.75, that's the part of a year that it is. Still using this same formula. The interest equals the principal, $775 times 0.0424. But now it's times not even a full year, 3/4 of a year. And when we do that, we'll see that we only earn $24.65. Okay, if I'm moving too fast, you can pause this and catch up. All right, we're going to go on to number 7. Anything that's marked exit ticket is part of your exit ticket assignment, so don't forget it. Paulette deposits $1,200 in an account that pays 4.5% simple interest. She keeps the money in the account for 3 years without any deposits or withdrawals. How much is in the account? So this is a different kind of problem. We still are going to find the interest, but remember, the principal plus the interest is how much would be in the account after 3 years if she doesn't do anything but just let her money sit. So the beginning amount is the principal. The interest rate, remember that's going to be 0.045. The time is 3 years. So we're going to find the interest, so this is going to be the interest plus the principal. That's going to be how much is in the account after 3 years. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to find the interest. The principal is $1,200 times our interest rate is 0.045 times our time of 3 years, and our interest is $162. But that's not what the question asked. It wants to, how much is in the account. So in the account is going to be the interest, 162, plus the principal, our beginning amount. And that would be, so now the new balance in that account without them doing anything is $1,362. So number 8 is part of your exit ticket. Remember, this one is like the one above. It's not just the interest that you're finding. I think we're going to skip this, so write skip on there. I'm not going to do that one. It's just like some of the other ones we're doing. And let's go on. I think we're going to skip that one too, also very much the same. And go back to, let's see. Yeah. Let's see. Actually, maybe we won't skip this one. Let's do this one. We'll skip 10. All right. Ben borrowed $900 at 4.25% simple interest, and at the end of 3 years, what will be his final balance owed back to the bank? So that's very much like his account balance, except this is how much he owes. He does not have this amount in his bank. But this beginning amount is the principal. This is his interest rate. We'll convert it to a decimal. And this is the time. So it's going to be the interest he has to pay plus the principal. That's how much he's going to owe back to the bank. So we're going to start by finding the interest. Principal of $900 times the rate times the number of years. So that's 900 times 0.425 times 3 years is $114.75. This is how much interest he's paying, but he also has to pay back the original amount, the principal amount. So the interest is $114.75 plus the amount he borrowed, and so his final amount that he has to pay back would be $1,000 $14.75. Okay, and we are going to skip this one. This is going to be part of your exit ticket. How much principal must be deposited in a 2-year simple interest account that pays a rate of 3.25% interest to earn a rate of 3.25% to earn $300 in interest. So this is a little different. This one we're still using this formula, but now we're not looking for the interest. They're going to tell us this is the interest. This is our rate, 0.0325. This is our time. We want to know what is the principal. So instead of I, we're going to plug in here, the I is 300. That's equal to our unknown, our P, our principal. We do know our rate is 0.0325 times the amount of times 2 years. So we can figure out the amount of principal by solving for the P now instead of solving for the I. So that's what we're going to do. Here we're going to go ahead, I'm going to simplify this. 300 equals, I'm going to go ahead and multiply that 2 times 0.0325. And that's 0.065 times the P here. We multiply those. Now we're going to divide these by 0.065. We're just solving the equation now. And we will find that the principal amount that we would need to deposit if we want to earn $300 in interest should be $4,615, and I'm rounding to the nearest cent, 38 cents. So this is what you have to put in the bank if you earn this interest rate and you're going to leave it in there for 2 years. So for number 3, now we're solving for the time. It's the same kind of problem, but now what we don't know is the time. So looking here, if you put $1,500 in and you earn 180 of interest, so that's our I, and the rate is 0.04, this is our principal. How long? So our unknown here is the time. So now we know the interest is $180, so it goes in the I spot. So 180 equals the principal we know, the beginning amount, times our rate of 0.04, and what we don't know is our time. So we were going to multiply these and solve the equation. So 1,500 times 0.04 is 60. So this simplifies to 180 equals 60t. So we're going to divide both sides by 60. And we'll see that our money needs to stay in the account for 3 years. If we're looking for T, we still plug in this equation, but we plugged into the interest, the principal, and the rate, and we solve for the time. And let's see. So this one is your exit ticket. We're going to do one more. Now we're looking for the rate. So we've not done one like this. So our rate says, and to obtain money for new classes, Gilbert decided to pawn his guitar. Gilbert borrows $240 and after 1 month gets his guitar back by paying the pawnbroker $288. What rate of interest did Gilbert pay? Okay, so the difference in the amount that Gilbert pays is the difference in his principal and what he has to pay back. So here we have to find the interest by taking the 288 and subtracting 240. Now we know that he paid $48 in interest, right? So now our I is 48, our principal is 240. 1 month, and this is a little bit tricky. 1 month is 1 out of 12 months, and we're going to convert that to decimal, and that's going to be 0.83 repeating. And I'm just going to, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just plug that in the formula and leave all those decimal places. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to plug in the interest of $48, right? We're still using I equals PRT. We had to find out our interest by subtracting what we have to pay back to what we borrowed. So our interest 48 equals our principal amount of 240. The rate is what we don't know, so we're going to put it last, and our time is 1/12, and that's times our rate. So now I'm going to do 240 times 1 ABC. Do you guys have, I forget how to do the fractions on here. That's okay, we're just going to do 240 times 1 divided by 12, and that equals 20. So 48 equals 20. R, divide both sides by 20. 48 divided by 20 equals 2.4. So we have to know that 2.4, when you have your, if you find your interest rate to find in a decimal form, you have to go do the opposite. You have to multiply by 100. So your rate is 240, and you have to add the percent sign. Okay, I think that's it. I will see you guys on Tuesday. Don't forget to go and do your interest, your exit ticket, and those should be correct. Make sure you show work, plug into the formula. Take care.